Hey guys, it's Jess. It's been a while since I made my last video, so I'm going to be mostly doing like an update here. But also, I just had something else that kind of came up tonight that I wanted to get off my mind. So, first of all, let's start with the update. What's going on? It's actually been a month now that I've been on my spironolactone. Um, I also have been on my other meds for about 3 weeks now, my other hormones, and I never got to talk about them before, so I'm going to talk about them real quick now. This one is my progesterone, yes, and it's like a capsule, just a little capsule that I take one a night, right before bed, and it's compounded for me. And then this is like a cream that you just pop the top off. I'm not going to do it right now because I've already applied it today. I apply it in the mornings, but there's a little wheel down here that you just turn, and the cream comes out in the amount that you need, and then you just spread it on your skin, let it soak in, and that's it. Pretty simple. Those are my two hormone medications that complement the spironolactone testosterone blocker. Um, Outside of that, obviously my hair's an update. It's a different color, obviously. I have like this purplish, pinkish color going on. Um, I'll even grab my phone here and try to do a bit of a flashlight onto my hair. Maybe that'll give a little bit better color. Not really sure. Um, I don't know. It's so bright. It reflects so much light that I can't really, I can't really tell if you can see it at all. But yeah, it's like a light purple, pinkish color. I was going for like a dark purple, just like a solid purple color, but it went kind of pinkish on me. But that's okay. I'll roll with it. Roll with the punches. Um, Outside of that, what else? Oh, I got promoted at work. So, if you remember last time, I think it was in my last video, I announced that I had come out at work. I actually got promoted since that last video. So I am in a new position now at work. Loving it. I'm having a great time. I love my job. So yeah, that's about it when it comes to updates. So now, what got me thinking, and something I wanted to talk about, was in one of my trans support groups, um, somebody was upset that one of their friends had posted a picture of themselves. And I'm not going to name any names. I'm not even going to go into real details that is going to really give somebody an idea of who I'm talking about, because that's not what my goal here is. But that person posted a picture that just something about their looks was something that was off, like their hair, their clothing, their makeup, something along those sorts of lines, like the sorts of things that are easy to fix. It's not that their facial features were messed up or something, but it was something, one of those things that, like, hey, if you just tweak this here, it's going to help you a lot. And some people were trying to be helpful. They were trying to be supportive, and were making those friendly suggestions, those honest, friendly suggestions of, hey, if you just do this, like this a little bit, it's going to help you out, especially since that person was voicing, displeasure and discomfort with being misgendered. That person seemed to take it okay in stride, but their friend came in, started accusing people of bullying, and saying that they're going to leave the group or whatever if people are going to be like that. And I didn't get it. I'm not really sure why that person got so upset by honest advice and suggestions. The people in there are trying to help. That's what they're trying to do. So I wanted to take a bit of time to talk about um, how to treat each other with respect, especially within the transgender community itself. But even for those that are without, outside the transgender community, how do we support and respect each other? Um, for me, yes, I'm going to talk specifically about transgender issues for the most part because that's what I kind of do here. But a lot of this can be spread out amongst the rest of the world. Um, but for me, a huge thing is that people, it's things I've talked about plenty of times before, either both here and in my blog. But, people are always, I don't know what to say. I don't know if it's, if I'd be insulting you if I said something or whatever. Look, the way I look at it is if I look like crap, if my makeup's bad, if my hair is bad, if my clothes are bad, and a friend of mine doesn't tell me, I'm going to be kind of mad that they didn't tell me. Like, that's what they're there for. Your friends are there to support you and let you know when something's wrong so that they can help you fix it. Um, and I think that as long as you're open and honest in what you do, whether you're offering suggestions, constructive criticism, support, whatever, you just have some honest questions, whatever it is, as long as you're honest and you're not vindictive or attempting to hurt somebody with what you're doing, I think for the most part you should be pretty much okay. I think there are some areas where you need to be a little bit careful because some of it's I have a hard time I don't think you're being honest if you're doing something that would be hurting somebody like that. Like somebody who's made it perfectly clear that they want to be referred to as he or she, and you're choosing to use the other, you're no longer doing that in honesty. You're doing that vindictively to be a jerk. Like if it comes out on accident, that's one thing. But if you're doing it on purpose, constantly calling them the wrong one because you're like, sorry, I'm confused. If they've already cleared up that confusion, then you're not confused anymore. You're just being an asshole. Um, for me, I said before, like I'm not really that concerned about pronouns and everything else right now. Um, Mostly because I still go to work. I still appear mostly as male. I look like this generally every day. Not wearing this shirt because I have to wear like a decent shirt when I go to work. Um, but I look like this, and I talk like this, and I know that I don't really pass as female most of the time. That's fine. And if general ordinary average people refer to me as he or him or whatever, I mean, okay, I'm not really happy about it, but I'm not going to be upset because no duh, I don't really look like she. Now if I started coming in dressed to the nines as female and I've got breasts and makeup on and everything else, women's clothing, and then they're still calling me he, yeah, I'd be kind of pissed. I'd be not just pissed. I'd be upset. I'd want to go home and cry every day. Um, I do enjoy it when people who know who I am, that know I'm transgender, call me she or her or something of that nature. Call me girlfriend, or whatever. Like I love it. I love when I hear that. It warms me on the inside because those people are acknowledging the fact that I am who I am, regardless of what I look like, which is the way it works. It doesn't matter what you look like. It matters who you are on the inside. For everyone. Whether you're male, female, you're transgender, you're gay, you're lesbian, you're whatever you are, it's all valid. And you are that person regardless of what you look like on the outside. You can be a wonderful, gentle, caring soul and be covered with tattoos and piercings. Like they're completely irrelevant and separate from one another. And too many people get hung up on, judging a book by its cover. That's why the saying exists. This is exactly what you're not supposed to do. So I'd say when somebody who knows who I am and they understand what being transgender means, and they still take that time to call me he or him, or something like that, sir, it's like you're it kind of hurts. Like I still don't get too overly offended because I can understand that it's difficult for some people to accept and understand and know what's going on, and then they see me come in as a guy and they're just going to be like, "Well, it's sir, right? I mean, he looks like a guy." I get it. I get it. Um, but again, I think most of the time, like I'm not upset if that person is being honest and open in what they do. As long as they're not intentionally trying to be a jerk, they're not trying to upset me, they're not trying to stab into my open wounds, and crush my soul, I'm okay with it. As long as it's honest. That's all that really matters. So, yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about because, that discussion earlier really had me just kind of shaking my head going, I don't understand. These people offered honest advice, trying to help this person who was, voiced concerns about fitting in and things like that. And then somebody else comes in and starts calling everybody bullies and jerks and stuff because they gave that person some friendly advice to help them. I don't get it. I don't get it. If that person doesn't want advice, I mean, that's one thing. They can simply just say, no thanks, I'm not going to do anything with my eyebrows. Sorry, thanks for the advice, but I don't care. Great. More power to you. I mean, look at me. I've got the hair and everything else. I don't care. Um, be honest, be open, be supportive, and be loving. It's all that matters. Catch you later.